Shalom, shalom. All praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'asham Yawashai, Ba'asham Rachak Wadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. And peace and salutation to you, sincere Akiam. And this is another episode of Tragedy on Lagos Highway. All right, this is something that is pretty common, and there's no headline here, but basically, what you have is a trailer. All right, so all these trailers that are carrying containers of goods, okay, all these shipping containers, all these containers carrying shipments of fuel, shipments of imported goods, so like from the wharf and the like, you have your I'm thinking of how many wheels, okay. I believe it's about 20 wheelers, okay, 18 wheelers, those really big ones that carry like 40 feet containers, okay. Carry over 30,000 liters of fuel, your trucker types, okay, for the action that are living in Babylon the Great. That's the kind of accidents that happen regularly here in Lagos, all right. From time to time, you hear news about one of these crazy truckers swerved and he crashed. You know, sometimes he kills a lot of people. Sometimes nothing happens. Sometimes he completely destroys the highway. Sometimes nothing happens. All right. Sometimes complete whole roadways, it's like a whole highways are destroyed. Lots of dead bodies. That kind of thing. And sometimes the people are lucky enough to get away from it. It all depends on what kind of truck you're dealing with, right? A fuel tanker is going to do more damage than one that's just carrying imported goods like, say, electronics or cars inside them. Okay, and what you have here is one of those vehicles, okay? Because you see, these truckers, man, that we give these trucks to, okay, these are some heavy duty machines, man, difficult to control. You need an experienced driver to be able to do that. And this trucking work, man, is not easy at all, okay? You could spend hours on the road getting minimal sleep. And yet, here in Nigeria, we just give this job to some, illiterate bums that don't even know how to, that probably don't even have a license. And then people become surprised when things like this happen. Because it's almost like every single week in this country, man, somebody is crashing their truck and killing a lot of people. This is a common occurrence here in Nigeria. That's why I had to do a video on this one, because when I heard this, man, I thought that this is just ridiculous. But it's just another day in Nigeria, and this is the judgment of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. All right, this is his work right here. We always talk about that. Shall the trumpet be blown in a city and the people not be afraid? Shall there be evil in a city and the Most High, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, hath not done it? That is the question you should be asking yourself, okay? That is Amos 3 verse 9, I believe. Because you know that the Most High is in control of all things, both on the right hand and on the left hand. And this was left hand judgment, okay? Left hand work by Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. So without further ado, let me just get into the article a little bit. And it reads, the Lagos State Police Command has confirmed 2 students dead and 12 others injured when a truck rammed into them on Tuesday at Ojodu area of the state. Ojodu in Lagos State. But anyway, the incident, which occurred at grammar school bus stop, led to mayhem in the area as students and hoodlums went on rampage, burning police vehicles and the truck which killed the students. I know the funny thing is something similar to this happened just recently in Festac, okay, very close to my side. Here I am just walking down the road, I'm thinking, oh yeah, I'm going to hoop a little bit today. I usually go to play basketball from time to time, okay? And then I now see the road leading to the court that I usually play at, completely scorched, okay, black, with evidence of burning vehicles, okay, and burning tires, burning rubber everywhere. And then you now hear this story about how, Okada drivers and police were fighting. And anybody that they see on Okada right now, Okada driver that they see passing through that area, they'll attack them, they'll start attacking them. And I now go to court and people are start telling me the exact same thing. So they had to trek all the way from their places to the courts. Say that some of them that even entered the Okada, they were chasing them down, they're trying to stop them and basically whip their asses and probably even lynch them. So this is the mayhem that goes on every day in these streets, man. And this is the exact same thing going on in Babylon the Great, uproars of the people, sedition, all right, because right now, what it is that the authorities that have been put over you, which is basically the police, the army, the government as a whole, people are rebelling against that. Just ask your average Nigerian what he thinks about their president. And that's all you need to know to, that's all you need to hear to know how the people out here feel about their government. Okay, and the same thing in all these other countries, man. Everybody is having their own, you know, everybody's having their own conflict with law enforcement, whether it's protest for the you know what, or whether it's civil unrest because of because of what's what I'm looking for. Basically, they've loosened some of the laws concerning theft in Babylon the Great, and a lot of police officers have retired in Babylon the Great. So now, there is no longer much law enforcement out there. So people feel they are free to do as they please. And the same thing is happening here in this country, man. A lot of people here in this country, they feel like they can do as they please. They can drive as reckless as possible. Like people that don't have any sense, man. The amount of times you walk on the road and you just see some car just zoom past you, like he's the only one on the highway, and it's in the middle of traffic, all right, congested as traffic. The amount of times you're just walking on the road and you see an accident happen, boom, just like that, right in front of you, or you walk past an accident that already happened. Okay, it's ridiculous in this country, man. And it's always these truckers, these trailers that are the number one cause of it. Whether they park their roads, whether they park their trailers in the middle of the road or rather on the side of the road, making it more difficult to cross that road because now there's not as much space on the road as it's supposed to be. It causes traffic. Or whether late at night when they'll be driving at full speed, and those trucks, like I said, difficult to control. You can't just bring it to a halt, right? You can't just bring it to a halt. Okay, you have to pump the brakes a little bit, to get that before that thing can stop. Okay, and like I said, the truckers that you always see, man, are these people that don't even look like they own licenses. Okay, not even experienced, drivers that you can say, oh well, okay, this guy can handle a heavy duty vehicle, because driving a regular ass car, okay, say you're driving a Toyota, a Camry or a Honda, that is worlds apart in difference from driving one of these trucks, man. Okay, so that's how you see this kind of accidents happening. And we always talk about this, that no matter what happens, a baby comes out stillborn, a fetus gets aborted, a bus full of children crashes and burns. It was all done by a Harba Shmiyash. And this is one of those examples right here. So continuing on. Earlier, several unconfirmed reports said over 15 students were killed in the accident. However, a statement issued by the command's spokesman, Adekunle Ajisebutu, late Tuesday night said the incident occurred around 2:15 p.m. when a DAF truck with no registration. So I have to Google that. Let me just Google it real quick to see what kind of truck we're talking about. DAF truck. Let's get some images. Okay, I see. That's okay. It's a trucking company. It's just like what's it called? Big Mac or something like Mac, and all these companies that make trucks. So continue on. With no registration ABP, okay, with registration number, Slovakia. With registration number, I'm not going to read that out. Driven by one Bolaji Kabiru, rammed into some pedestrians later identified as students of Baba Fafunwa Millennium School, Ojodu, formerly Ojodu Grammar School. Right, so it hit some of these students, when they were coming out of school, that kind of thing. School just finished, okay? So a bunch of them are just going home, working together, that kind of thing. And then this truck just derails from the road and rams straight into some of these students, man. And it's just, the most I took two, but the rest, over 12 were injured. And that shows you the kind of damage one of these trucks can do. Now imagine if it was one of those oil tankers, there'd be a lot more casualties than you see now. So continuing, as a result of the accident, 2 male students died on the spot. 7 females and 5 males, totaling 12 victims, sustained varying degrees of injury. Traffic personnel from the motor traffic department of the Ojodu police division immediately visited the scene. Corpses of the dead students, identity yet not yet known, were evacuated with the support of officers of the FRSC and were deposited at the morgue of the mainland hospital, Yaba, for autopsy. He said, Ajisebutu said the injured victims were taken to God's Apple City Hospital, Ojodu Berger, St. Michael Hospital, Ojodu, and the Lagos State Emergency Hospital Togate. So this actually happened in Berger itself. And that Berger is basically a border into Lagos State. So that's where a lot of, you have a lot of these trucks going into the more landlocked states in Lagos. And they always come through that beggar side because a lot of places, you can get to a lot of places in Nigeria from Lagos through that beggar side. Okay, and Lagos is one of the biggest port cities you have here in Nigeria because you already know that okay, only the southern part of Nigeria is open for ports, man. But Lagos, the Tinkan, Apapa area, those are some of the biggest wharfs we have here in Lagos. Okay, so now what you have is okay. How about Shimi Oshai bringing judgment on what 12 students, okay, two dying and 10 having injuries. And we always go into this, okay, this is all judgment from Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Everything that happens, okay, no matter how tragic or gruesome it may seem, there is no Satan's hand in this, okay? You can't say, oh, it's the devil, because when Jake, especially here in Nigeria, sees things like this, they'll be like, hey, Ekwensu, 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 Tofiakwa, that kind of thing. They were calling devil, Satan, the devil, okay, trying to, that kind of thing. I rejected that kind of thing, okay? But this was all the work of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. So let me get this preset first and foremost. This is going to be a quick lesson. So I want to bring this out. I guess I've forgotten how this precept goes. And it's something about engraving images too. Here it is. Here it is. Alright, Isaiah 42 verse 8. I am Yahweh, that is my name, and my glory will I not give to another, neither my praise to graven images. And that's it right there, okay? Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is not going to give the glory that should go to him, especially when things like this happens. When the Most High puts somebody to death, okay? When judgment falls upon people out here, and you might say, oh, they were children, they were innocent, but you don't know that, okay? And it should already be something of a foregone conclusion right now. When you see things like this happen, you just say, oh, that's Yahweh Bashim Yahushai right there, okay? The Most High has done, has put judgment on these people, man. That doesn't make them, more wicked than anybody else. We already know all this. It just means it was their time, The Most High punched their tickets. All right, and if you don't repent, your name, let me not make that joke. All right, if you don't repent, you could be judged as well in a different way than this. Maybe you accidentally fall off a bridge and just drown just like that. Maybe you're just walking on the road and then step on a razor, catch a, you catch a rare disease. Okay, there are different ways in which the Most High can bring people to death, man. And just because they are children doesn't mean, okay, just because you are children, you are a child, or they were children, doesn't mean that the Most High isn't going to put them to death. I'm looking for this precept. I believe that is the book of, okay, it was even in Second Kings. I forgot. I was thinking of Ezekiel. So this is the book of verse 2 Kings 2 verse 23, and it reads, and he went up from thence unto Bethel, and as he was going up by the way, there came forth little children out of the city, and mocked him, and said unto him, go up thou bald head, go up thou bald head. Okay, so this is the prophet Elisha right here, and the story goes, these children came up to him, started making fun of his bald head. Basically he was going to Bethel, if I remember correctly. Slightly I'll have to check that out. Let me not make a mistake, but I believe Bethel should be a higher, a higher mountain or something like that. Okay, yeah, like I thought. Okay, and this is it right here. Bethel, and that word is Bayath Allah, right? That is the true pronunciation of the word in the Paleo Hebrew. Bayath Allah, in other words, the house of the Most High, the house of the house of the power. Okay, Bethel, house of God, ancient place and seat of worship in Ephraim, on border of Benjamin, identified with Luz, a place in the south country of Judah, not far from Beersheba or Ziklag. So it was on the Mount Ephraim. So basically, he was going to in the house of the Most High. Okay, and they were making fun of him. And this is what he did. So 2 Kings 2 verse 24. And he turned back and looked on them and cursed them in the name of Yahweh. And there came forth two she bears out of the wood and tear 42 children of them. So in other words, the Most High had 42 two of them put to death. And this, precept makes me think that, there are probably more. Okay, but this is just me speaking as a man. It makes me think that there are probably more since it says he tear 40 and two children of them. Okay, that could probably, it could probably have only been 42 children, but you get the point, okay? So continuing, from verse 25, that's basically it. So you get the point, okay? Just because you're a child, just because you're an infant, does not mean that you are safe from the judgment of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Because your body might be new, but your soul that is within you is not. And all the sins of your past life, okay, all the wickedness that you've done in the past, you will pay for it. So let me close out with this. I believe this is the book of Ecclesiastes 3, and I think it's somewhere around 10. Right here it is. Ecclesiastes 3, verse 16, and it reads, And moreover, I saw under the sun the place of judgment, that wickedness was there, and the place of righteousness, that iniquity was there. And I said in my heart, the Most High shall judge the righteous and the wicked, for there is a time there for every purpose and for every work. All right, and the place of judgment under the sun is right here on the earth, because both the righteous and the wicked get judged right here. The righteous being given that rewards of for serving Yahweh Shmi Yahushai, and the wicked, simultaneously, okay, getting their own reward for not serving Yahweh Shimi Yahushai. So that's it right there, okay. This judgment from Yahweh Shimi Yahushai on these, children that's that were unfortunate enough to cross the path of this trailer. Alright, this was all the work of Yahweh Shimi Yahushai. So with that, all praises, glory, and honor unto Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai Ba'asham Rachak Wadash Wa Abad Babal Shalom.